This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
Where we want to educate you about our market, empower you to make wise decisions, and help you engage with our expert contributors. Okay, so let's talk about closing costs.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
You know,
the evil word.
Yeah, closing costs. They're part of every transaction. But why? Why, Leilani? Why do we have to have closing costs?
I don't know.
We really have
well,
to?
actually, I do know. So that's kind of an evil word. And most, we've been talking about people budgeting their money when it comes to their down payment. Well, we don't talk about their closing costs.
Right.
Okay. So closing costs are generally 2 to 3% of the sales price.
Right.
Higher if you are having a lower price point, like a lower underneath 100,000, that percentage is higher. Lower if you're buying a higher price point because some of those fees are fixed.
Right.
But those closing costs really are going to be standard. You've got your lender fees. Some lenders do not charge them. Some banks do not charge them, but there are some lenders and mortgage brokers that do. Some lenders that say that we are not charging any closing costs is because they are wrapping some of those costs that they have for their processing, their underwriting, their document preparation.
Right.
There's a lot of people that go into the mortgage. It isn't just a loan officer that's touching it.
Indeed.
There's quite a few people that play a huge part in those mortgages, so they are incorporating it somehow. And then the biggest item that people forget are their escrow reserves. Most loan programs, FHA, VA, conventional, unless you're putting a huge substantial down payment down, require that you have an escrow account set up to pay for your property taxes and your homeowner's insurance when they become due. It's just something as an added protection for you as the consumer to make sure that those are paid directly from the lender. So they set up an escrow account within so many months. It depends on when. I think that Eric's going to go over when things are due, like property taxes, right? Because I see that right over there.
Yeah.
So in the summer months, your property tax reserves are going to be a lot higher because of when we're coming up to the quarter end. If there is too much to be collected, some homeowners get a nice, healthy refund.
Yep.
Of some of that escrow because there can only be so much in that account.
Yeah, and that has to balance. There's no profit taking by anybody out of that.
No.
There's no interest earned. There's no interest gained. There's nothing. This is just money in and out.
Yes.
It's very simple.
Money in and out. And when you're sitting at the escrow table, your escrow officer, your notary, or your escrow officer assistant is going to show you where that money in your reserve account is being dispersed throughout the year.
I love this term. Discount points.
Yes.
Let's talk about discount points.
Discount points.
What's that?
A discount point can be charged to buy down someone's interest rate. So let's say that somebody right now, today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage conventional with 20% down is 4%. And they don't like the 4%. They want something in the 3s because it makes them feel nice and fuzzy. Right. So they want to buy down the interest rate to a 3.875. They can do that.
Just by bringing more money up front.
Bringing more money up front to the closing table. And a lot of the times for us, we want to make sure that it makes sense.
Right.
Makes sense for the consumer. Now, if we're talking about $1,000 to buy down an interest rate, and the difference between that rate that you want and the rate that you can actually get is only $10, well, it doesn't make sense because it's going to take you 100 months.
100 months.
100 months.
Recap that, right?
To make up for that.
We always hear about this APR thing. Now, APR. Now, you tell me about interest rate 3.75, but that's not the APR.
No.
What's APR?
The APR is actually, this is a very good segue because closing costs play a huge part in that APR, which is the annual percentage rate. It's the true cost of you financing that mortgage over that term. So if it's a typical 30-year mortgage, what you would be paying in interest charges on certain finance charged interests, cost-bearing monies that are going out for the life of the loan.
So they take all the money you spent to get into the home and they add that into your monthly payments over the full term.
Over the full term.
Of 30 years, and then they recalculate what that rate would be.
That is, in a percentage. So they take all of that in the month for 360 months in a typical 30-year term and how much that would equate to in percentages.
This has been Las Vegas Real Estate Now. Thanks for listening. And remember to tune in every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. on 101.5 FM, 720 a.m. KDWN.